here, crazy day today. PTR is out with class sets, tier sets, a bunch of trinkets, no Havoc changes yet. But in today's video, we're going to go over the new tier set, kind of live reaction, first reaction stuff. I'm live on Twitch during this, so if you see my Twitch chat pop up, that's them. You can come join me if you want. I stream on Twitch a few days a week. Anyways, let's get into it. Right, so we're here with the tier set. So the two-piece is each slash of Blade Dance has a 50% chance to throw glaive the enemy for 35% damage, and the four-piece is Throw Glaive reduces the remaining cooldown of the hunt by 0.4 seconds, and the hunt's damage over time effect lasts 4 seconds longer. So basically, a few things. First, none of the stats are final, so don't worry about stats. Also, it looks cool. I love the helmet. But the other thing, the most important thing, is we don't know what the talent tree is going to look like. So we're looking at this tier set right now at the old talent tree. So we have the old talent tree in mind. So if something's bad, something's good, something's weird, we don't know what Havoc will look like in a week, 2 weeks. We don't know what it'll be like when the patch launches. So all we can do right now is kind of generically talk about this. We don't know the context that it's going to be used in the game in. I can talk about it in current context, and I'm going to do that. But, you know, say what you want now, but things will change before this goes live because Havoc itself is going to change. So it's very important to remember that. But basically, this is a pretty interesting tier set, at least the two-piece. So basically, the two-piece, each slash of Blade Dance has a half chance to throw a glaive. Each Blade Dance cast is 4 slashes. You're going to throw at least 1 glaive. I didn't do any of the math off the top of my head. I know you have a 6.25% chance of throwing out 4 glaives for 1 Blade Dance, and a 6.25% chance for throwing out 0 glaives for 1 Blade Dance. So very likely you'll throw it at least 1. The most common outcome will probably be 2. I think it's like 1.5 to 2 is how the distribution of that will work out. But it's very interesting. Now, I haven't tested yet how this works with other talents. We're just looking at the tree. Baseline, this should work with glaive things. We'll go test in a second. But it should work with Furious Throws. It should work with Serrated Glaive. It should work with Accelerated Blade. Should work with Soul Rend. And it should work with Burning Wound. So all these things kind of feed into the glaives and make them like a lot stronger than you'd probably think they are. Especially Serrated Glaive. This is just 100% Serrated Glaive uptime on single target, which is pretty interesting, honestly. Now, the four-piece is a little less exciting. So Throw Glaive reduces the remaining cooldown of the hunt by 0.4 seconds, and the damage over time effect lasts 4 seconds longer. Now, this works out to be roughly 30 seconds off of the hunt's cooldown and roughly 30% extra damage. So that's not that exciting. Making hunt a minute is definitely interesting. And having it deal more damage is cool. But the hunt right now isn't very powerful. Again, we don't know how it's going to end up. We don't know what they'll do. Surely they're probably going to change something to make it better. But right now, it's definitely a little on the weaker end. But again, we don't know how it's going to end up working in the final thing. We don't know if the hunt's getting changes. We don't know if it's getting a lot more damage. We don't know if there's more effects being added to it. So there's lots of things we just don't know about the four-piece right now. So I think the two-piece is really, really cool. I really like it. It can really tie into a lot of different things. We'll test in a second how that actually works. Four-piece, we'll have to wait and see what happens with the class. But first look with current talent tree, not the most amazing. But we'll end up seeing in the future how much that does. And again, we're not going to have sims for this video because we don't know what Havoc's going to be like. But whenever that comes out, I'll do another video for that. All right, so we're here in Silver Moon because there's less people here. And we've taken a talent build that takes like literally every single glaive talent possible. Accelerated Glaive, Fierce Throws, Soul Rend, Serrated Glaive, yada, yada, yada. And we'll just roll up. So first things first, throwing our glaive, showing you it works. All fine and good. We'll wait till the dots drop off or at least drop down a bit so you guys can see them. So those have gone off. We're going to walk up and we're going to Death Sweep, and it throws out a glaive. And from what I could tell there, it threw out 2. So from my initial testing here, every single thing works with these glaives. Furious Throws works, but it doesn't make it cost Fury, which is cool. Serrated Glaive works. Soul Rend works. I'm pretty sure Accelerated Blade works. I don't have damage meters on PTR. But all that works. Now, the hunt as well, you can see I use it. It lasts for a long time now. Like, a ton of time. We throw our glaive out, and you can see it's just going to reduce its duration down to, like, a few seconds each one. I Blade Dance, throw out some glaives, it's even less. So, pretty simplistic tier set. But overall, I think it actually works pretty well. I think these all tying in is really good. Now, a few things here. Again, we don't know what the tier set will end up being whenever we're done with it all. We don't know, what the talent tree will be like. And the fact that the dot duration is increased makes me think we might lose Relentless Pursuit, which is great because this is even worse now, by the way. This is even worse than it was before. But the fact that all of these glaive talents interact with our tier set, I think is really interesting and really cool. We'll see how the glaive things end up whenever we get there, but it's really, really cool, and I think there's a lot of hype here. Now, I will be remiss to show you guys this if I don't do it. I just showed my chat and they all freaked out. But I gotta show you guys the tier set appearances. So this is normal, is the one we saw. This is Raid Finder, pretty cool. I like the blue and the gold. Again, this is normal. Here's Heroic. Heroics is looking pretty nice. Pretty nice. Okay, now everybody get ready to freak out about the Mythic one because look at this. This is insane. I absolutely love this. The chains are glowing. The tips of the horn is glowing here. The purple looks so good. The white skull stands out so well against the flame. This is just amazing. Like, this is by far one of my favorite tier sets we've ever gotten. Like, this is crazy how good it is. And if we look over at the PvP, this is Elite. It looks pretty cool as well. I like the fire and the chains and stuff. And then this is Gladiator. So it all looks pretty good. So that's it for Havoc. Now we're going to swap over to Vengeance here, and we'll take a look at that tier set as well. So if you're a Havoc Demon Hunter player, thanks for watching the video, I guess. But if you want to look at the Vengeance stuff, we're going to do that right now. All right, so the Vengeance set is actually pretty interesting. It's all about sigils. So the two-piece is whenever you attack a target afflicted by a sigil of flame, your damage and healing are increased by 2%, and your stamina is increased by 2% for 8 seconds, stacking up to 5 times. I haven't tested yet. I do not know if these stacks retain the duration or if they reset. I imagine they retain the duration, so you get 10%, but we'll see. And the 4-piece is that Sigil of Flame's periodic damage has a chance to flare up, give you additional soul fragment, and also deal 10,000 damage. Every 40 fury reduces the cooldown of Sigil of Flame by 1 second. So pretty interesting. They're trying to go for like a sigil-based thing. Now, I will say that as part of the rework that they're talking about, we don't have the Demon Hunter changes yet. I did the same deal for Havoc. We don't know what the Vengeance tree is going to look like. We don't know what changes are coming in, all that stuff. But they did mention how they want to dive more into the sigil fantasy for Vengeance Demon Hunter, make it either its own build or part of a package that you can put in other builds. Sigils will be a very large part of Vengeance Demon Hunter moving forward. So I think that's important to keep in mind as we look at this tier set. But it's pretty cool, pretty interesting. And now let's look at what it does. So if we go up here into the training dummies, and we'll just Sigil of Flame down, and we'll just start attacking him. So it's afflicted by a target. We get 1 stack. Okay, duration does reset, so you're gonna have basically 100% uptime of this buff, and then basically I haven't seen the flare up happen yet, but it seems to, oh yeah, there you go, it just happened. So you get pretty nice CD reduction. Now again, I'm not playing anything well. We'll put sigils down, give ourselves some little CDR here, but it does happen. I think it'll scale a lot better into AoE, but you'll end up probably having really high uptime of Sigil of Flame, especially with other like sigil effects, other tier sets and stuff. So I do think it's like a little bit worse than the current tier. I mean, current tier is kind of crazy though, but I think it's interesting, and I do think that if we get more sigil things, that this can tie in pretty well with where we end up. So overall, I would rate this pretty solidly. I think it's interesting. 10% HP, 10% damage is very, very good. You never want to pass that up. And then the 2-piece is interesting. Obviously, I wasn't playing Vengeance properly. I wasn't playing it good at all. But like, it could push you more into Elysian Decree, push you more into other sigil things in the tree. So definitely interesting. We'll see how much they tie into the sigils like they said they were going to. But I think it could have potential, much like the Havoc one. So that's gonna be it for the video today, talking about the tier set stuff. Let me know what you guys think. I'll have other videos over the weekend about more PTR stuff as well. And of course, whenever the reworks come in, you know where you'll find it. Anyways, that's gonna be it for me today. Peace. A big shout out to my channel members: Andrew Kunel, 121, Payne, Joshua O'Connell, a period, Brad Wisniak, Zooligan, Oxclamation, It's Bulk, Flapjack67, and Spaghetti. Big shout out to all you guys. Thank you guys so much for supporting me. If you want to be a channel member, get access to exclusive videos, special part of my Discord, emotes for comments and stuff, consider following the link in the description and joining there. So thank you all so much, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.